All right. Hey, how's it going, Glena? I just wanted to say thanks for responding back to my messages and stuff on Facebook. I know it's been a long time since we actually talked, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to show you this stuff. So I just want to show you kind of what I do based on the conversations that we had, and just kind of run through this real fast. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to kind of give you a lot of information in a little bit of time, and I have a tendency to kind of ramble sometimes. So just kind of bear with me. So the first thing I want to talk about is like your uncle's stuff, right? Okay, so he's in Killeen, and you said also in the Temple area, which is awesome because if you'll notice right here, there's like, these numbers aren't pinpoint accurate, but there's say 140,000 people population in Killeen right there. And if you scroll down just a little bit, there's Temple, 72,000 people. So that's a big enough market to go into. Sometimes stuff like Clear Lake, like Webster, things like that, even though that's where the business is actually located, it's best to go maybe in that example, maybe out to Pasadena where there's 150,000 people. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. So Killeen, Temple, those are both good cities to target. And when you're targeting a local market, you want to make sure you're going to be able to utilize the name of the city in the keywords that you use. So for instance, here, you'll see this is a Google AdWords service. This is some software that Google puts out for free. And I can use it to kind of get a gauge on how many people are searching for each individual word. Okay, so Killeen Concrete is kind of where we would start to look and target that. You see it gets good monthly searches all year long. So it means it's sort of a yearly market. Some things are seasonal, only in the wintertime, only in the summertime. But this seems to be, people are searching for this all year long. And then if you'll notice down here too, it gives you some other examples of words that people search for. Stained concrete floors. And so I can use this tool pretty easily to kind of get a good gauge on some of the stuff that people are actually searching for. So we're not just shooting in the dark on what words we're going for. So anyway, just on some real quick research I did, Killeen Concrete seems to be, kind of the best keywords to target for say, for example, your uncle's business. Asphalt would also be another one, like you mentioned, paving. And we could work all of those words in there. The main thing is you just want to kind of get a starting point. So Killeen, also Texas, you'd want to work the word Texas in and all that stuff too. So, sure, I would do all that. But here, so basically I went over to Google and, I just basically put in Killeen Concrete, let me show you something real quick too. Like say, for instance, put in Killeen Concrete. And I know you know this, but for instance, see how Google will give you sort of suggestions right here. So Killeen Concrete contractors, concrete stain. It just gives you another example of keywords that people are actually searching for, or else Google would not recommend those right there, or suggest those right there. So anyway, Killeen Concrete, we'll just stick with that for now. Contractors is another way to go. I looked into that a little bit, but this is the best way to kind of just show you real basically what I can do and some examples. So anyway, so right here, Google, you'll notice on a lot of these local searches, Google will put, this is called a map pack, a three pack map pack, Google map pack. So anyway, it kind of gives you the top three pavers or asphalt or concrete contractors in that particular area. So in this specific example, you got Killeen Ready Mix, David L. King, and JMG Construction. Now, the first thing I notice about this is that JMG Construction does not even have a website, or at least they do not have a website connected to their Google Maps page. So that's kind of like a hole right there. So if Google is still putting this guy on the top three, and he doesn't even have a website, that tells me that I wouldn't have to do a whole hell of a lot to get any website that I wanted to onto that little map pack right there. So I wanted to pull this up right here and show you. This is just kind of like all the businesses that are going to pop up on that map if you were to click more listings. So you see the top three right here are still Killeen Ready Mix, David L. King, and JMG without his website. And here's Tom's Home Repair, also no website. And he's number 4. You got Ratliff Ready Mix right down here, also no website. Now these guys may have websites, they're just not connected to the Google Maps page, and so that's fine. So my computer's running a little bit slow. I got all these tabs pulled up. But you can see here, okay, so Ratliff Ready Mix, Killeen Concrete, they got a website, but they're down here. They're down here even though their name is Killeen Concrete, and that's the actual term we use, so you would think it pop up higher. So obviously they don't have a lot of substance and, to their website or to their listing here on Google. So I know how to do all that. I know how to push that up. If I had a website, I could get it on the top, in that top 3 map pack pretty easily. It's called citations. It's just about having your name out there on like Yellow Pages and Angie's, Craig's, or Home Advisor, Angie's List, and all those kind of places. And there's a way to look and see how many your competitors have, and all you have to do is have more than them, and you can get that. You can get that beat and get your website up there pretty easily. So the next thing I wanted to do was just kind of come over here. I wish my computer was working just a touch faster. But just to take a quick look at their websites, so basically what we're looking at here is these are your 2 top competitors for Killeen Concrete. You got the Killeen Ready Mix, you got the David King guy, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So I'm gonna go back over here. Killeen Ready Mix website, and then also the David King website. The Ready Mix website, it looks good, whatever. David King's website, whatever. Just the way stuff look is not always necessarily so important. It's also about content. Google rewards people who have content. Google is based on search results, so it wants to give its customers, the people that are searching for stuff, the most relevant results. The way you do that is by putting the most relevant content on your webpage, and having more relevant content, up-to-date relevant content. Google is more about relevant content than how pretty your website is. So when you're playing games with Google, you want to make the game about content. Basically, here's what I'm going to do is go inside. This is David King's website. So I can go behind the scenes on David King's website, who is your uncle's biggest competitor, or one of your uncle's biggest competitors for concrete, paving, asphalt, all those things in Killeen, Texas. I can go behind the scenes here and look and see what David King's website's doing. And to be honest with you, David King's website's not doing too much. How Google kind of also gives you props or juice or however it ranks you on the web page, like when you search for something and Google puts particular websites ahead of others. The way it does that is by something called backlinks. And what that is sort of like a vote or letter of reference, kind of sort of like when you get when you're going to school, you need a reference letter from people, and you get references, kind of character references or whatever. So that's kind of what a backlink is. It's sort of a character reference to your website. And it depends also where that character reference is coming from. For instance, if you're going to more you need a character reference, a letter, a recommendation, one from your preacher or, somebody like that is going to weigh more heavily than, maybe the crackhead down the street writing you a reference letter, right? So the type of website that's linking to your website, matters. And that's what a backlink is. All it is there's another website out there that has a link pointing to your website. And so Google looks at that. That's a very important factor. And David King here only has one. So all we would have to get is a couple. If we had 2, we'd have more than David King. So very easy to beat David King on that one. And then I came over here too. This is the Killeen Ready Mix guys. And we looked at their website. Like I say, it looks professional or whatever. But like we said, that doesn't matter so much. So let my computer catch up with what I got going on here. I think this the recording thing is kind of slowing it down just a touch. But anyway, so I wanted you to kind of see like the behind the scenes on that, on the David King site, and then real quick on this Killeen Ready Mix site. As soon as it pulls up here. Any time now would be awesome. So let me go back and see if I can go ahead and show you some of this stuff while that's fucking around. Obviously you recognize that website. I wanted to kind of show you real quick too. I pulled up 2 different windows. One has basically the same thing I just showed you with with the Killeen concrete, the asphalt, the ready mix. I wanted to show you too with Clear Lake cleaning service, because I did the same sort of thing. So you're basically, your two competitors here are the Made Brigade and the Molly Made, which both have websites, and that's great. Notice here, Clear Lake Professional House Cleaning doesn't even have a website, and they're landed on the front page of base. When you search for Clear Lake Cleaning, freaking Clear Lake Professional House, without even a website, it's showing up on in your face. Probably getting 10, 12 calls a day. And it's real easy to knock them off of that spot, because all I've got to do is a few things, and I can put a website in that spot real easy without having to, do a lot. And then I have people calling my phone instead of calling them, you know what I mean? So that's how that would work. So, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I'm already at kind of 10 or 11 minutes here, but, I really wanted to show you that stuff and just kind of show you how I can go behind the scenes, what I'm looking at, how easy it is to beat some of this stuff, especially in the local markets. Here's your other, competition, Sam's Cleaning and Hauling, some other stuff that wasn't even cleaning services that's showing up there. So Google's just kind of putting stuff there. It looks like and all of the Clear Lake services and all of that, would be really that spot, if you know what you're doing. And that's what I do. So, just wanted to show you that. Now, real quick, I wanted to show you too an example of something I've already built one of these sites. It's for plumbing in Pasadena, and as soon as it loads up, I'll show you. And like I was saying earlier about Pasadena, it's a little bit bigger. I think there's like close to 200,000 people in there. So I targeted that for the plumbing niche. So plumbing is like, to a plumber, plumbing is their trade. For me as a marketer, that's like a niche, like Pasadena and plumbing. So that's to where people have already started calling my phone asking for plumbers. And what I do is I just call a local plumber and I say, hey man, I got people calling my phone, looking, that are ready to spend money on a plumbing job. Do you mind if I send you some customers? Do you mind if I send you some customers? And they're going to be like, hell yeah. But see, with you already got your uncle in place who's already doing that, already want you to send him customers. So things would be fine. It would already have, basically already have somebody, ready to take the lead. So, and do the work for them. And then, we could work out the money later. But, man, I really wish this freaking site would have loaded so I could kind of show you, and I can send you a link or something when I shoot you the video over on Facebook. But the video's about to run down because I'm about to run out of time. But anyway, the reason I wanted to show you this real fast is just because I can show you how I can, even though I targeted Pasadena, how I can still kind of branch out and target the other stuff like Texas City, League City, Lamarck, Clear Lake, Webster, Dickinson, Santa Fe, Friendswood, all those. It's all operated in the site, but like the main target is the Pasadena area. Houston is actually too big to try to break into. It's easier to break into Pasadena because there's not 3 million people there. So it doesn't look like the site's going to load, and so that's disappointing. But I'll just shoot you a link to the site. It's just, like I say, it's just a site that I built to kind of get leads coming in for people who need plumbing jobs in Pasadena. And so I'm not a plumber. I'm just a marketer. I just want the people. And so then I can basically sell those leads to a plumber who needs more business. So basically that's what I do. I can do that for any niche. I can do it for plumbing. I can do it for Killeen paving and asphalt. I can do it for Texas City, Galveston. When they search for specific things on Google and things like that. And that's what you need. That's what you want. And I'll put the phone number, I'll put a phone number on there, right in center. This is actually click to call. If you were to click this on a mobile phone, it would actually call the phone number. And it's loaded, but it's just still real slow. So it's not going to scroll down either. And it's unfortunate. So anyway, for the website. But anyway, Glena, I appreciate you taking 15 minutes out of your time to listen to me ramble on. Hopefully that was informative. And if you have any questions, of course, you got my information. And I can shoot you my phone number if you want. So we can talk through text or something if you need to. But anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate it. I'll get this over to you right now. All right, bye.